Game number 2 of the weekend for the JV RoughRiders and Metros. Starting lineups have been changed up a little bit. Gage Boltman, Tyler Kahui, Drake Gunkel for the forwards, and for the defensemen we have ourselves Hayden Sinclair and Caden Lai. Braden Hunt will be in the net starting for the goaltender. And the Metros right out of the gate again. Pressure after pressure, a lot of shots on net already as they're battling for up to the point. From the defense coming, walking in, backhander pass out in front. The winger picks it up, holds it at the line, throws it back with his forehand, picked it up by Seiler. Cedar Rapids with it, pass out the other side of the ice. Boatman puts it in deep for a line change. Back around in the corner. Knocked him off the puck, bouncing up around, falling over, tripping. Manziel trying to pick it up underneath the referee's skates and floating it out for a shot over wide of the net. That should be icing. Face-off won by the home team. Sioux City back around. Skating with it off to the boards. Off by the bench, pinching it out in front. Holt picks it up. Backhanded pass attempt. Fanned on it completely. He'll take a check over by the boards. Up behind the net. Sioux City picks it up. Tries to get it to the point. 32 shot opportunity over to Hunt and picked up. The Metros wearing the home white and greens again, while Cedar Rapids is going to go back to the typical away with the blacks and green and whites. Jax Trosper versus Parker Holt on the face-off. Cedar Rapids wins the draw. They flip it over the other side of the ice. Yeldon alone on the boards, just flips it up ahead. Cedar Rapids almost able to get on top of the puck first. Colt just puts it in deep. In back around the Hunt. Sinclair tries to heave a pass out in front. Hit Almquist's skates. He just kicks it forward. Back around indirectly off the boards. Up in front. Sioux City has it. Moves it to the other side. Up around the boards. Colt checks his man over. Almost runs into the referee as well. And a shot save made there by Braden as he hauls in the puck from a long distance. Huh? I think so. Gavin Fry with the face-off. Let's see if he can do a better job than he did for the warm-ups. Loses the draw. Sioux City with it from the point. Back around. Here's a shot there. In the pat of the way. In behind the net. The rebound goes out to Leeskamp, who decides to throw it over into the netting out of play. Face off, back towards the corner. Sioux City possessed it for a moment, battling for it behind the net. They hold, moving a centering pass there, shot wide of the net, over far too much to the right. Back around, up the boards it goes. Hayden looks up, heaves it, tried to get it out in front for Seiler, missed him a little bit too far out in front on the pass. Back around the net, with it, wants to make a pass up to the winger. Boltman heaves it out in front. To Seiler out in front, inside the zone. That's going to be offsides. Line change for the Riders. Face-off will be bottom left of the center ice. Face-off won by Cedar Rapids. Back over by the Cedar Rapids bench. Carson Schilling moves it up across the Leeskamp. Looks back out in front. Hits Schilling's stick. Drops it. Tries to move it up ahead forward. Constant pressure, though, by Sioux City. Knocking him off the puck. Back inside the Metro zone. Around the net. Decides to just throw it up ice. Leeskamp tries to pick it off the boards. just heaved up, and the puck goes out to Jacks, moves it up to the defenseman. Up across they go with the puck inside the zone off a skate. Out in front, battling for it up against Carson. Shot opportunity, missed the net. Battling for the puck down below, up ahead. Trosper tried to drop it off, but he keeps it instead. Still skating. Here's a shot, pat out of the way. Back over to the defense. Shot opportunity again, knocked aside. Yeldon a centering pass out the B. Knocks it outside of the zone. And Schilling will receive it back inside her own end. Curls back wide. Tries to move it outside of the zone. Knocked out eventually off a Phillips stick. Now racing in forward to get on top of the puck. Almquist tries to get a stick on the puck as well. Trosper almost stolen away by Gavin Fry. Up ahead, both teams battling for possession. 15 driving into the zone. Knocked off the puck. Up ahead, looking up ice. Lai decides to skate with it. Inside, cutting through the middle. Up ahead, moves it out to Sinclair. It was picked off. Tries to chip it outside of the zone. Fry has a wide open man in front. That was Keegan Phillips in front of the net all alone. Unable to get it to him. Back around by the boards. Up ahead, Sioux City. Indirect pass up ahead. Past Cole again. Heckens with it. Heckens enters inside the zone. Up ahead, a rider falls over. Nice check in the corner. Trying to knock him off the puck. 2-on-1, 2-on-2, free-on-free. Puck squirts back out the other side. Looking up ice for a pass. Tried to get it out to Gunkel. You didn't see the puck as it landed a couple inches away off his stick. Back around in the neutral zone, battling for it. Lai picks it up as the defenseman. Indirectly uses the boards. Up ahead is Seiler wanting a shot. He'll take it wide of the net. Back out in front. Manziel takes a body up to the stomach. Back around again. Seiler knocked down to the bottom of the ice, needing some support. Those two still with each other, trying to shove his way over. Back out in front, Manziel takes a check, and the puck goes in deep into the zone. That's going to be icing. .9:46 left to go in the first period. 5 shots on goals for Sioux City, 0 so far for your Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. The draw, Cedar Rapids has been doing a good job winning the face-off dot this game so far. Block shot there, knocks the puck outside of the zone. Schilling looks up ice, feeds it out to the centerman. Tries to flip it back towards the winger, but it got deflected by a body instead. Holt moves it the other way. Yeldon tries to pick it up out of the air with his glove. Decides to just dump it in deep. Boltman, the first forechecker on the ice for the Riders. Puck goes over towards the blue line. Captain Gage pulls back with it. Back around, makes a nice move. Tried to get the pass off as Sioux City's able to break it outside of the zone. Nice stick check, though, by Sinclair. Immediately knocking back inside the zone. Still on top of his man. Looking for a shot. Just puts it in deep. Couple new Riders on the ice. Fry gets checked. Battling for possession. Sioux City tries to move it up across. It's a one-on-one. Speeding in with the back check is Fry behind his man up ahead, dropping his stick. Throws a shot on net, and there's going to be a penalty on us. And that's going to be Hayden. 2-minute minor. Off the face-off, hit off a body in front, and a cleared air by Cedar Rapids. Immediate line change for the visitors. In behind the net, 14 in a white, holds it, just leaves it out in front. Up ahead, the Trosper. Trosper looks up ice, skating through the blue line. Up ahead, wanting to drive. Over to the net, took a shot there. Back the rebound out in front for Sioux City. Up to the point, 14 up ahead, throws it down below. Up ahead, now Holt decides to just throw it up off his stick. Sioux City. Back is 14. Netley attacked by Gunkel. Netley decides to go back in behind the goaltender, around the net, curving through again. And just holds, waits for the drop-off. Trosper knocked off the puck, leaving it out for the defenseman. Now up ahead to Deck. Deck through the blue line. Whiff it here on his backhand, now his forehand. Holds it, looks up, tried to get it to the point. Seiler, almost got it out. Actually, yes, he did. It's going to be offside. You would have liked to get a bit more power on that clear there, but that works too. Over halfway through the penalty kill. Up ahead, Sioux City holds on to the puck. Netley throws the other side. Up ahead, thrown in deep. Bounces off the boards. Holt looking for the clear. Holds it instead. Faces it out in front, right past the referee and defenseman. Goaltender backhands it up ahead, up the boards. Fry tries to get a stick on top of it. It goes in the other way. Up ahead. Good pressure here by Fry. Trosper on top of the puck. Leaves it back behind. 14 out in front. 26. Back out to 15. Trosper pulls back up, waiting. Tries to send it towards the net. It was deflected by two sticks in front. Now Yeldon getting hacked away by a Metro. Out in front. Taken away. Sioux City looking, making a move past Seiler up ahead. Here comes Trosper. Tried to dangle again there, and the shot knocked away. Here's a pass opportunity to Seiler. Picking it up, one-on-one at the moment. Bad angle behind them, make a move. And now almost slipping, still possessing and holding on. 2-on-1 in the corner for Cedar Rapids up to the point. Lidas tried to throw it in on the net. It was blocked. Back around comes the Metros, trying to drive in around the defenseman. Backhanded shot. In it hit the side of the netting and went behind the boards. Gunkel looking for support from Gage, dropping it back off to his teammate. Back around Gunkel. Just tries to float it back to himself. Takes a check there from a Metro. In front, 12. Throws it back the other side of the ice. Back around. Holds it up to the point. It goes right past their D-men. Schilling on top of it. Moves it out. Kellen receives it. Looks up ice. Looks the other way, and it's floated out to the open space. Almquist racing in. Shooting on the net. The rebound out lows. And Cedar Rapids. Good opportunity. Their first real chance on the net. Good work ethic there by Almquist as he out-battled the Metro player to the puck. Face off, one back towards the boards. Underneath the puck, Sioux City picks it up. Going through, trying to go on a rush, 2-on-2 at the moment, driving in past Lystig, and taken down to the ice. Here comes Cedar Rapids the other way. Keegan Phillips, the first man on top of it, cuts towards the middle, drops it off, out in front, almost got it, and taken away the 3-on-2. Down below is just thrown in deep. Quick icing call as Cedar Rapids starting to turn up now. The last couple minutes of this first period. Face off won by Sioux City. 26 holds it, throws it, tried to get it out to the winger. It goes right through his stick. Holt back around with the puck. Holds it, moves it out in front to Kellen. Kellen picks it off the wall, goes off the glass. Sioux City man tried to get control of it. Thrown back in behind. Holt tries to leave it for his teammate. Schilling throws it up ahead. Here's a shot. Whistles wide of the net. Back around. Ownby keeps it in. Back around off the boards. Sioux City on control of it right now. Taken back away. Just sends it almost outside of the zone. Back around. Moves the puck down below. Back to the point. Here's a shot down in front. Missed the net. The rebound to the other side. looking for options to the point, D to D, falling over to try to get the pass off on the other side. 14 takes a check. Back around, tries to center one out in front. Holt's going to pick it up for the Riders, hitting the referee accidentally. Back around. Metros throw it up ahead, off the wall. Cedar Rapids starting to get a little tired now. Holt tries to drive in front of the net, almost taken away and almost turned over. Leeskamp decides to go a long pass out in front. Yeldon got just enough of it on his contact at the stick. He's going to get a line change. Trosper here now for Sioux City, back inside the zone. Throws it the other side of the ice. Sinclair tried to use the boards. And breaking it out now is Cedar Rapids, fanning on a pass opportunity out in front. So was Sioux City. Back around as Seiler trying to control, get on top of that puck. Metros up ahead, turning back around with it. Backhanded pass up ahead. Now Gage running over his man. Back out in front. Sioux City tries to float out of pass. Back to Lai, losing control of it. Man right behind him has the shoulder check. Taken into the boards. Up ahead. Thrown out the Seiler. Taking a check at the end. And kept inside the zone. Riders with it. Moves it up across. Hit a stick out in front. Metros slices one out in front to Colt. Colt just rolls it right down the middle. Won't be icing. Riders go D to D off the wall. Up ahead they look. With it backhanded out in front. Trying to control it back. Boatman throws it. It's picked off by Sioux City. Up ahead through the blue line, looking a shot. Out in front, it got deflected off the body of Caden. It floats into the glove of Braden. Face off one back over towards the board. Sioux City holds it. Here's a shot over towards the net. Pat of the way. Back out in front to the point again. Holds it. Looking another one deflected in front. Kept inside. Up towards the corner. Schilling moves it across. Goes the Leeskamp. Avoided it. That was avoiding a check there. Puck pops out in front to our goaltender as he just scoops it in. Off the face-off, Leeskamp just tries to throw it up ahead for him, knocking his man over. Still on the ground. Back on our front B, tries to chip it up ahead. Open Gus Yeldon through the blue line. Holds it, takes a shot right out in front to the stomach of the Sioux City netminder. As the Riders will have an offensive draw. Cedar Rapids wins the draw. Bad pass by Sinclair right through the skates of Caden. Out in front, almost got in behind him, able to throw it back forward and catch the puck. Colt tries to go up ice. The defenseman for Sioux City, dangling through, taken away at the very last second. Now he gets it again and kicked to the side. Sinclair skating it inside here for Cedar Rapids, tries to cut him behind his man. Picking it up for the Metros. Inside the zone, Colt with it, driving. Here's a pad save made by Hunt. Back around in front, holds it and tried to pass it. Sioux City up in front, changing the side. It's going to be a line change for the forwards for Sioux City and Cedar Rapids. Moves a contested pass, knocked out of the air. Seiler read the play, trying to drive back around with it, skating. Not going to drop it off, he'll cut around the net. With it, throws a pass with the forehand there, the Gage. Gage, backhanded feed out the dunk on the middle of the ice. Knocked off the puck. Seiler will shoot it, though. Good opportunity and a good look. Just missing the net. Here they come again. Couldn't get that puck off his stick to get the shot. Can he do it now? No, he can't. Out in front through the neutral zone. Sioux City skating around Lee's camp. With it. Sharp angle shot on the front. Picked out, and the rebound goes out in front of Cedar Rapids. From the point, Trosper dangles away through, tries to go back up to the point, knocked outside of the zone. Ownby moves it the other way. Sioux City puts it in deep and behind the net. Trying to get on top of the puck. Back around Seiler. Oh, what a hit there, knocking his man over. Almost kind of like a hip check. Just hip thrusted him over behind. And now that will finish off the period. This game is tied 0-0 apiece. 8 shots on goals for the home Metros and 2 for the visiting RoughRiders. A lot of control by Sioux City in this period, but a heck of a lot better of a game played by Cedar Rapids so far. I just feel like we have a little bit more of a jump to ourselves this game. So far, there were some decent scoring opportunities. Not a lot of shots on goals, but the netminders having to be ready for every single shot. Off the face-off, Sioux City trying to get on top of it. There was a jump there by Sinclair. Back around with the puck, moves it out to the defenseman. Up across, Trosberg catches it, drives past the man, but lost it at the very end. Hacking away off Sinclair, pushes him into the boards, picks it up. Shot opportunity blocked. Back around the net, B knocked off the puck. With it here, Lie. Inside the zone, just slips it in. Up ahead, Yeldon racing over for the puck. Cycles it back down around. Up ahead, hit a body. Sioux City making a move out in front. This is going to be 10. He's skating inside the zone, cutting wide past Kellen. Up ahead, throws it back up the ice, deflected off a stick. Tries to control this one. Backhanded pass down below. Trosberg taken down. Nice hit there by Hayden, knocking him over back around by the boards. Up ahead, Holt tries to get all control of it. Sioux City with it back around 26. A shot in from the point with the pad save made. Up around by the glass. Hayden with it now. Up ahead. Right over the Sioux City bench. Deflected in on the net there. Dangerous bounce. Knocked to the side immediately out of danger. Hayden tries to throw it up ahead. Yeldon put his body up against his man. Up ahead. Deck holds it inside the neutral zone, cutting wide over to the right. Now through the middle, met up by Yeldon. Almost knocked it outside of the zone, kept in. Up ahead, 32 tries to drive a centering pass out in front, and looks like the net was hit in the very back, knocking it loose. off the draw, one back out in front, the Lie. Lie holds it back around, tried to get the pass off the boards. Now out in front, throws it up to the center. Seiler up ahead, trying to create speed on the right side. Up ahead, pulls back up, unable to find too much space. Up ahead comes the Metros again, missing a pass, hit his stick barely at the end. Deck picks it up off his forehand, shakes a man off of him. Backhanded pass up to the point, kept in. Here's a shot out in front, knocked away by Hunt. Seiler tries to move it up to Schilling through the skates. Up by the boards, picking this puck up with it, holding it here, setting it inside the ice. Bottom side by the red line in the corner now. Sioux City makes a move up out in front, loses it. Fry trying to get on top of the puck, putting a stick on his man. Back around. Lee's camp, shoulder checks around, just flips it up ahead. Too far for Manziel to pick up the puck. Down below 88, tries to feed a backhanded pass up ahead. And taken back. Sioux City back up across at the top. It just throws it over towards the corner. Lee's camp out in front to B. Taken back. Here's another shot in. Straight out to the stomach. Holding it in for the save made. Face off, one back down inside the zone. The Cedar Rapids, back around the Metros. Right on top of the Riders. Flips it up ahead, time and skates for B. Tries to force a pass out in front for Yeldon, too far away for him as the puck goes back out in front for the Metros inside their own end. With it holding a pass out the winger, contested pass to the centerman. Out in front, knocks him off the puck. Up ahead, Ownby missing a pass to 10. Twirls back around, right on top of them. Almost shakes him loose. Metro's back the other way, getting past Holt. Trosberg picks it up, looking for a pass option, and decides to float it towards the net instead. Easy save for Braden. The draw, given the Lie decides to throw it, zips it up around, too far for Gage to pick it up. Sinclair up ahead, a forehand lift in front off the boards. Up ahead, Ruda skates, tries to move it up ahead. Now back to Caden. Caden wanted to make a move out in front, forced to just hold on to it. Up ahead, Sailor zooming in on the puck. Back out in front, Netley tries to throw it in deep. Up ahead, trying to move it out. Back, still battling for it up around the boards. Lie up against his man. Holds it, trying to drive into the boards. The puck is still just underneath them. Nobody able to control it. Seiler back ahead. Pass out the Lie. Scanning, looking. Cutting out to the left, around the Gage. Up ahead, takes a check at the end. And threw a shot over towards the net. Back out of run 14, ran into a man. Here's a shot. They're not even close to the net, but it's just going to be sent in. Moving a pass. Other side, picked off. Sinclair driving in. Low shot there, couldn't get to the net. It was knocked out of the air there by a Sioux City Metro. Schilling moves it, moves it to Almquist. Almquist throws it way up ahead. Falling over Seiler as he tried to reposition himself as he was trying to go in for a line change, and then the puck came soaring in past them. Trying to prevent the icing, unable to do so. the draw given the Lee's camp. Lee's camp just tries to chip it up ahead forward. With it back around. Carson moves it out in front of the center. Back out to Phillips. Keegan just wants to put it in deep. He will. Back in behind. The boy the boards. Almquist takes a check. Held up underneath his feet. Back around, squirting the 32 in white. Just tries to throw it in forward. Schilling trying to pick up the puck. And on top of it, taken away back by the Metros. Throws it into the open ice. Keegan just backhands a pass out in front. Lee's camp chips it up ahead. Takes a check there. That was dangerous. Almquist almost got checked head first into the boards. And he gets off the ice. Back around. Here comes Sioux City. Foot race able to try to knock it out. Pass out in front. Shot save made with the goal by Hunt. Keeping this game stuck at 0-0. Keaton 80 for the face-off. One back by the home team. Angerman tried to throw it in front. Back out the other side. Trosper, a shot. He scores from the corner in the shot. And Trosper gets the first goal of the game. His second goal of the weekend. And Sioux City goes up 1-0. They found a nice little soft spot here in our D-zone coverage. Left wide open. Didn't have a lot of options and decided to just throw it towards the net. There was an opening right over on the left side of Hunt, and he found it. Buried the shot, and here he comes again. Trosper trying to drive in towards the net. Backhander shot out in front, knocked away with the pad. Trosper back around, fires a centering shot out of front. Missed the net that time. Riders trying to get on top of it. Up by the boards. Moves it up ahead. Angerman, D to D. They look. Here's a shot. Whistles over into the netting. Face off at the Cedar Rapids end. Back behind. Trying to hold it. Sinclair up ahead. Taken back, a stick on top of it by Holt. Looking for a shot from the point. Couldn't fully see it. Battles up by the side of the net. Trying to get on top of it. And yes, he does. Battling for position on the puck off the face-off. Shoving Holt into the wall. Back around with it to the point. 26 puts it down below. Catching it. Moves it out in front. 21 trying to create space. Up ahead. Tries to knock it outside of the zone. Unable to do so. Ownby was able to keep it in. Holt lost it. Picks it up. Backhanded. And right back to Sioux City. Pressed up against the boards. Throws it up ahead by the Sioux City bench. Cuts back around. Hit it in front. Now he wants to pass it in front. The centering feet. And he follows it up for a goal. 2-0. And they switch up the goal horn as well. As the Metro starting to pile it on here in this second period. They're created opportunities in front, shot it over towards the net. The rebound was loose, and the man on the backside of the net was able to just get enough of a backhanded shot to score. DT's going to take his time out with 7:08 to go in the second period. We're a little bit over halfway through this game, and those are two pretty quick goals back to back for Sioux City. So overall, the offense is completely stalled for Cedar Rapids.
Your eventual goal scored by number 88, Jack Colligan. Assisted with a play by number 14, Caden Netley, and number 10, Alex Owenby. Colligan from Netley from Owenby.
Opening draw after the timeout and the second goal. Sioux City on top of it, almost taken back by the Riders. With it, picks it up, throws it off the boards. Up ahead, trying to possess the puck. Bounces up around. Seiler trying to make a move, trying to skate up ahead. Man right behind him. Out in front, squirting through. Boatman, bad angle, tried to center in front by the net. Back over out the side of the boards. Up ahead, tries to skate past the Rider. He will. Back around his 32. Enters inside the zone. Angerman driving the defenseman. Tried to throw it and lift it over towards the net at the end. Dropping the pass was Drake. Back around. Sioux City falling to the bottom of the ice. Gage will pick it up. Moves it out in front. Right to Seiler. Tries to shovel it up ahead forward. Backhanded pass out in front. Trying to leave it out for Netley and his teammate. Taken back. Almost hit his teammate's stick. Around up the boards. Shrewsbury tries to pick it up with his backhand. Spinning back around is Lie. Up off the boards, Fry. Up ahead, centers it aside. A pass out to Phillips. Threw it towards the net, knocked away. Back around is Sioux City. Pass right up and out in front. Hit a stick. Throws it deep down inside the zone. Back around is Sioux City. Getting a grasp in on the puck. Back around, Metros hold it. Throws it off the glass. Up out in front. And just floating it out to his teammate. Picking it up. Trosper backhands it in deep. And over towards the corner. Alsahay moves it out in front to his teammate. Over the open space. Back around. Underneath. Trying to control the puck. Held up against the boards. Falling over with Sinclair. Back on his feet now. Up ahead. Battling for it. Knocks it outside of the zone. 26 in white moves it out in front. Shaft picks it up, puts it in deep. Back in around. Foot racer to puck Lie. Getting on top of it. Tries to chip it up ahead forward. Moves it up ahead right out to Ownby. Ownby tries to put it back in deep. Lie with it. Dangling through. Tries to drive with the puck. Threw it up out in front. In below the red line. Goes back the other way. Holt tried to move it to the side. Goes out for Trosper. Trosper holding it in. Tries to drive back around, turning. Looking for the pass. He gets it out in front. The Colt dropped the puck. Going outside of the zone. Moves it back out to him. Colt just throws it in deep. He was too far outside of the zone. That's going to be icing. Puck goes back out of front to the Cedar Rapids defense. Puts it back in deep. Up ahead by the boards. Underneath them, Schilling tried to get a body on the puck. Sioux City with it back. Up and around, dangling through. Up ahead, a stick on the way. Turning back around, Schilling. Taken away back by the Metros. Up ahead, a pass out in front, shipping it. And it goes back in behind himself. Trying to pick it up, 2-on-2 in the corner. Underneath their feet and sticks still. Finally able to get out top of it. Seiler tries to shovel one off the boards. Tried to get Boltman on top of it. Throws it behind the net. Centering pass, not even close. Back around is Kahui. Backhands a nice pass out of front of the skates of Heckens. Back the other way. Driving over, knocking him down to the ice on the corner with Seiler. Absolutely shouldered, and he almost gets taken out of his head, too, as the puck gets sailing over by his helmet. Back around, takes another check in behind the net. That's back-to-back big-time hits. And on the second time, they get Seiler up high. They will tack him in for 2 minutes. That was a heavy-duty shift. And it's going to be on the defenseman, Colt, number 12 for Sioux City. Face off, one back for Hayden. Puts a backhander out by the boards. Up in front, redirects it out in front. Tried to get on top of the puck. Up ahead, ships it through forward. Up ahead, now he tried to get the shot on the net. This could be a breakaway. Nope, not anymore. They couldn't get the pass out. Dangles through, out in front, and the net got loose, and they will still score! A short-handed goal, only 19 seconds into the power play. That goal coming with 2:28 left to go in the second period. That's a disappointing goal there. Cedar Rapids unable to do anything on that power play, and the rush just happens. And they just drove over to the net. It did come loose. I think it came off before the shot went in the net, but regardless, the referees disagree with me. And Cedar Rapids down by a couple goals right now here in the second period. Pulls back around, moves it to the other side. Here's a shot opportunity into the netting. Backer off the boards, trying to pull it up. Taken back by Sioux City. Throws it off the wall, I think. Everybody on the Cedar Rapids coaching staff all ducking their heads for survival there. Wins the draw. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Out in front, racing for the puck. Up ahead is 20 all alone. Forehanded shot. Save made by Hunt. Up ahead, moves it right out for Gunkel. Drake, pass out in front the Gage. Gay tries to take back the middle. Drake driving with it. Tried to get it to Seiler, dropping the puck at the very end, falling over into the corner as he lost his balance. Back around the boards. Threw it right underneath of him. 20. Pulls back away with it. Backhanded pass. Could not find his teammate. Now it goes up for Cedar Rapids. Our goaltender plays it back out of front past the Manziel. Met up by a Metro in front. Backhanded pass back to himself. Parker Holt drives out to the right. Throws it towards the net. He scores! Cedar Rapids their first goal of the weekend. Parker Holt with the snipe and a power play goal. Ending the shutout. 1:13 minutes left to go in the period. A nice, beautiful individual effort there by Parker. Came in with just enough speed and was able to sink out the goaltender as he released it at the right point. Able to beat him bottom left. Bottom left corner. Big time goal for Cedar Rapids. Up ahead, off the face-off, getting on top of it, Sioux City. LCA back with it, tries to drive in with the puck in behind the net. Tries to control it, whiff it up ahead. Underneath his stick. Here's a nice check there by Holt. Back around, 2 riders on top of this man in front of our own zone. Kept in by 32. Back around with the puck. It goes off the glass. 15 takes a check from Sinclair. Up and out in front. Sticks up in the air. Bounces in front of her net. Manziel almost taken away. Quick shot opportunity. Knocked aside. Turned back over. Toaster of a shot falling over into the boards. Back out in front. Trying to get a stick on top of the puck. Move it. Takes a check at the end. Knocking him over. Back out for Yeldon. Pass out in front from Holt. Taken back by the referee up on the boards. Out in front, Lai moves it up across a little bit too far. Kept inside the zone. Blocked out in front by the net. Almost able to get the shot off too. Here's the one. Out in front of the glove. Picked up out of the air and covered with less than 3 seconds. Just holds onto the puck, falling over. Cedar Rapids escapes out of the period down by 2 goals, but was able to get one at the very end. Score 3-1, 18 shots on goals for Sioux City, 4 for Cedar Rapids. Here comes Trosper in the third period. Over top of the net, he rose the shot. Sioux City still up 3-1 at the start of this third period. And the Riders needing to put more pressure here. We have a chance to come back in this game. We're going to really need quite the tilt, though, as the Metros possess the puck in front in the zone. Good opportunity in front as they had a man wide open, unable to get the pass out to him. Yeldon cuts back around, moves it up in front, underneath his man, makes a move, cruising through. Here's a shot of it in front into the glove of Hunt. Face off won by Sioux City. Phillips racing in on top of the puck, tried to go in for a rush. Back comes Fry, almost taken off his feet. Back around, indirectly off the boards. With it, Lai tries to throw it forward. Back around, Sioux City on top of the puck. Cedar Rapids fans yelling for offsides. They will not get it right now. Fry looking for the pass out in front to Lai. Up through the blue line. 26 throws it up ahead. Off the stick of Sinclair and move it outside of the zone. Face-off will be back inside the Metro end. Line change for Cedar Rapids. Winging the face-off, D to D, lays cam, shot out in front. Stopped it with the pad, and the puck popped out for a moment. Is quickly covered up. Off the face-off goes to Kellen, keeps it in through the blue line. Up in front, battling for the puck off the boards. Just heaving it up off the glass. Out in front. Body position in on the puck. Tries to take it back. 10, taken away. Gunkel on top of it. Forehanded pass deflected off a body in front. And it's going to go deep over towards the goaltender. Over to the corner, actually. Leaving Kellen. Cowan out in front, looking for the home run pass out in front, picked off by Sioux City. Back out in front, 14, a shot, knocked away there by the glove. Rebound goes popping up in the air, over back into the netting. Hacking away with it with his stick as he's trying to get the puck back. And he knocks it even more out of play. Face-off won back by Parker. Sinclair threw it to the other side of the ice. Lai up across, hitting Yeldon's stick. Back around underneath the referee. Trying to control the puck. Up ahead, kick to the side. Moving with it, Sioux City up ahead with it. Tries to drive in, falling over with Sinclair. Somebody lost a stick and a glove on the ice. Back around. Moving the glove to the side was Lai. Up ahead, skating with it up ahead. Trying to get the shot off. Back around, backhanded cycle pass, with it to the point, 32, shot out in front, the rebound in front, picked up by Sioux City. Back around, turned over again by the Riders, quick shot, wide of the net, back in again, battling for it, trying to get body control. Up ahead, underneath, more Riders outnumbering the Metros down below. Picking it up, Lai looking for a long pass again. Up ahead, picked out of the air. Falling over was Parker in the middle of the neutral zone. Back was Sinclair. Now trying to take a run in on the puck. 15, and now it pops out for Yeldon. Yeldon tries to go up ahead for the puck, knocks it out of his stick. 20 free takes it, moves a pass out the other way, takes a check. Here's a shot knocked away. Still a 2-goal game. Manziel's stick knocked out of his hands. Out in front, 32, skating back up ahead, moves it in front, jacks with it, and it's going to be picked off by Keegan, but for some reason he gives it right back to the Metros. Off his stick. Indirect pass out of front to the netminder. Hunt's just going to lay in on it and just hold on to the puck. Back towards the boards. In by the corner. Back around with 15. Getting pressed up. Still battling for it underneath. With it picks up. Here's a shot out of front into the glove. Hunt there again to make the save. Sioux City completely out shooting Cedar Rapids again. 22-5. Time is running out for the Riders, as we're down to less than 10 minutes. Back around goes the Sinclair. Up ahead, Gunkel picks it out off the boards. Lai tries to make a move on it. It goes up to the other side of the ice. Up ahead, forward, pass back in again. Defenseman picks it up. Tried to get it off. It went off his stick. Rolling through up ahead, now the Lai. Dropping this one. Just tries to push it up ahead forward. Moving it up across, tape to tape. Trosper tried to make a move out in front. 23 knocked off the puck. 26 now. Up ahead off the glass. Throws it up ahead behind this man. Lai in behind the net. Sets it up. Right to Sinclair. Stick. They had a tape job in front. Bounces off another man. Goes to Seiler. Punished down and thrown to the bottom of the ice. Pack out in front. Picks it up ahead past the Sioux City bench. Skating with a nice check there. Seiler knocks him off the puck. Leeskamp throws it up ahead. Out in front, couldn't get it to Almquist. Leeskamp throws it back the other side. D up to the winger. Phillips gonna catch it now. He's going in, racing in. Looking a shot out in front. Blocker save made. Back around. Metros indirect pass out in front, out the free, picks it out, 2-on-1, looking, couldn't get the shot off. Nice defense there by Cedar Rapids. Out in front, put a body into his man. Up ahead, Keegan. Phillips up again, trying to go on a rush. Cruises through the blue line, drops it off to absolutely nobody but the wrong team. Here come the Metros the other way, shooting a shot in the pad over to the other side, off the boards. Fanning on it. And DT had the duck again as Keegan wasn't able to get the contact on the puck. Lai will enter inside the zone. Up ahead, Lai with a shot, completely missing the net. Wasn't able to keep it inside the zone though, unfortunately. Back around, battling for it. Throws it to the other side. Over by the ice. Back around, picking it up with speed now. Netley with it, 14. Pass out in front, deflected high up in the air over by the glass. Good save made there by the Riders. Draw goes to the defenseman. Leeskamp moves it up across. Tried to get it to Manziel on top of the puck. Pushed up against the glass now. Netley moved off of it underneath his feet. Still throws it up ahead. Schilling. First man on top of it. A man right behind him. Leaves it out in front. Pass out for Holt. Fires one out in front. Couldn't get it to be. 14 moves it up across. Own B picks it up for the Metros. Back around, they pick it up again. Skating, moves a pass out to the side. A little bit of a slow developing here for Sioux City. Back around, they skate, trying to drive in, holds on to the puck, dropping it off, and now off his stick now as the Rider is able to break it outside of the zone. Taken back, though, by the home team. Stick in the way, Holt there on top of it. Back around, the puck goes the other way. Moves it past the outside. 20 in white. Tries to dangle his way in past everybody in Cedar Rapids. Up to the point. Back around the other way with it. Trosper with it. Tried to get the shot out in front. Picked up by Gage. Gage tries to dangle. It's knocked off of his stick. Back out Lie. Not going to drop it off. He'll try to send it forward. Too many bodies in front. With it. Tries to make a move. Pass to the defenseman. Couldn't do so. Oh, what a check. That should be interference. Absolutely just rocked him over in front of the bench. He didn't even have the puck. And play continues with 6 minutes to go. Still running. Back around by the bench. Sets one up high up above. Hit out the stick of Drake. Drake takes a check, knocking him off the puck. Moves it out to the other side, dropping it for a moment, but now picking up speed on the outside. 15 his teammate with it. Elsey lost it for a moment. Both of them taken down to the bottom of the ice. Holding it, Colts puts it in, up off the boards. Puts his body back into it. Moves it out in front for Gage. Gage tried to get the pass off out in front. It goes off a stick. 32. Moves it out in front. Colt picks it up. Colts skating in a straight line up ahead. Tried to go past Leeskamp. There's a stick interference at the very end of it, knocking him off the puck from the point now. Oh, what a nice check there by Gunkel, taking down the big-time defenseman. Out in front, Seiler in all alone right now, floating it over and spinning around the boards to keep himself upright as he falls over. That could have been really dangerous there, and he's still a little slow to get up. Almquist couldn't finish that chance off. Back around, Seiler's got to hurry. They're going to run right into him. Now he goes in for the stick check, and now he's going to get off. Keegan Phillips around, spinning through. A Metro man fell over. Lie threw it up ahead. Sinclair gives it to Nolan. Nolan tried fans on it, and now he gets back across. Giving back to Sioux City, right past Sinclair. Won't be enough for icing. Actually, nope. Nope, now it is. They changed their mind at the very end. We're going to have to pull the goalie pretty soon. Down 2 goals with just a little over 4 minutes to go in regulation. Face-off one back by the home team. Floats it out in front. Metros tried to play it. Taken back by Cedar Rapids. Tried to drop it off. Manziel battling for it. Taken down to the bottom of the ice. They're on the way. 21, a pass outside. 20 pulls back up. Looking. Fires a shot out of front. Pad save made. Out in front. Tries to knock it outside of the zone. Back around. Picking it up. Moves the pass. Yeldon controls it. Puts it in deep. In behind the net. Yeldon, the first forechecker in. Holt tries to keep it in. Went off his skating stick. Back around his 20. Takes a check. They're absolutely knocked over in the corner by Lie. Now he picks it up. Cutting in with it. Needing some support. He has 2 players. One behind them. One in front. Here's a shot out of front. The rebound put up in front by the pad. Bounces through. Unable to keep it in. Lie leaves it out for Gavin Fry to pick it up. Gavin looks up ice. Looking for the pass. He finds it open. Almquist. Almquist knocked off the puck. Up ahead, Sioux City moves to the other side, pulls back away if it almost taken away. Keegan pulls up to the puck, taken back here by Sioux City. One man in for support, just himself for the Metros. Trosper moves a backhanded pass out in front. 23 pulls up away, back to the point. Other side, With it, here's a shot deflected there, wide of the net. Picking it up off the wall. Throws it towards the goaltender. And it goes over towards the boards. Nobody there until now. 15 up ahead. Sinclair putting his body against them. Gavin tries to get in there as well. Up ahead, moves it. Bouncing puck by the bench. Up ahead, skating back around with it. Looking for a pass, decides to skate past the red line, cutting inside the zone. Nice move by Trooper. Backhanded shot wide of the net. Almost got through. Still kept inside the Cedar Rapids zone. Opportunity, trying to drive in on the net. Off the glass, able to get outside of the zone. Line change for the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders, a much needed one. Back comes Angerman inside the zone, wasting time. Here's a shot knocked away again. Out in front. Metros just controlling the puck. Cedar Rapids immediately as soon as they get out with possession. There's a high hit on Gage. It's a little slow to get back up. He gets up and the glove takes away the puck. Time is winding in and away for Cedar Rapids. Back around, hop in the air. Cedar Rapids shielding out in front the Yeldon. Now they're gonna pull. They're gonna pull Braden. Braden's off and running. Up ahead, Metros throw it. Up ahead from the point. Takes a check again. Off the glass, off the boards, kept inside. Yeldon tries to play it, and it's thrown over. Couldn't get it outside of the zone. Back out in front. Put a stick in the lane. Knocks it outside of the zone. Leeskamp unable to keep it in. Throws it back to him. Metro's looking for a shot in the empty net. Just keeps it, pulls it back around, opening it up. 10 with it, moves it up across. Just wasting time now. Up ahead with the puck. Moves it the other side of the ice. Tried to get a handle on it. Holt, backhanded pass off a lie. Didn't realize it. Back comes Sioux City, diving up ahead. Knocks him off the puck. Beautiful effort there by Lai. Looking to pass again. Down to 30 seconds left to go, and it's just held up against the boards. There's a big-time heavy check knocking Holt down. He did not like that. That's going to be a penalty on Sioux City. Back around. There's under 20 seconds to go. Gage with it, trying to drive a backhanded pass out in front. Kuas unable to find it. And now there'll be a penalty on both of them. No, just the Sioux City man. 70 in white as he throws his stick against the door. So this will be a 6-on-4. Yeldon, Gunkel, Manzel, Kahui, Lai, and Sinclair. Underneath, thrown over towards the goaltender. Rimmed around, kept inside the zone, makes a move at the end. Throws it towards the net, redirection in front. It's going to go wide, and Cedar Rapids is going to get swept against Sioux City. This time, the defeat is 3-1. And a way closer game, way better effort, but it just wasn't enough. Good effort, though, by the boys. Varsity matchup will be soon. That'll be the last game of the weekend here in Sioux City. Till then, we will be out.